You are 32 years old, practicing medicine in Florence, with the confidence of a man who has never lost a patient he couldn't at least explain. It is October 1347, and your training in Bologna has prepared you for every ordinary disaster the human body can invite. A letter arrives from a merchant in Messina. He describes Genoese ships arriving from the Black Sea, carrying grain, silk, and something else. Something that came aboard at Kaffa and did not announce itself until the ships were far out at sea. The dock workers who unloaded the cargo developed swellings in their armpits and groins within days. Black patches spread across their skin like ink soaking through wet parchment. By the time the merchant sent his letter, those men were already dead. You read his words twice. He is a man who deals in accurate information, not drama, yet he claims he has never seen anything like this before. You are a plague doctor now. You face a threat that exists outside the boundaries of known reality, and everything you have been taught is about to become useless. Your education rests on Galen and Hippocrates. For 1,000 years, their observations have supported Western medicine, providing a rational framework for understanding the body. This framework defines disease as an imbalance of the four humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. Fever and swelling are simply the results of a miscalibration in the body's internal ratios. Treatment is the act of shifting the body back toward equilibrium. This is a rational system built from careful generational observation. It is the best explanatory framework available with the tools of your time. Your hubris is in the completeness of the system. You possess an internally consistent logic that is entirely blind to the microscopic mechanisms of the actual disease. The first case reaches Florence in February 1348. A healthy cloth merchant named Giacomo develops a swelling in his groin the size of a walnut. By evening, black patches spread across his skin. You walk into his room and find the sweet, rotting scent of blood breaking down while he is still alive. He is confused and frightened, looking to you with a quality of hope you have never had a reason to fear. You apply the best tools your civilization has developed. You perform bloodletting to reduce the fever. You apply a poultice of violets and rose petals to the swellings. You burn sage to drive out the corrupted air. Giacomo dies on February 16th. The bloodletting did not slow the fever, and the poultice did not reduce the swellings. Your presence had no effect on the outcome. You open the ledger given to you by the city council. You write his name, his symptoms, and the duration of his illness. You have no data point to suggest your medicine did anything at all. In March, 47 people die. In April, 209. The hospitals and convents fill, and the city becomes a vacuum of the dying. You walk the streets every morning to tally the crosses painted on the doors. You reduce human lives to arithmetic, standing before houses with 11 crosses and recording them in your book before moving to the next street. The volume of the dead breaks down social ceremonies. Cart drivers stack bodies like wood, men who have run out of grief. Burial becomes an engineering problem. You stack the dead in layers outside the city walls, using dirt to separate the rows. Today, these archaeological sites reveal the stark reality of the plague trenches, hundreds of skeletons packed together, marking the limit of what the city could manage. In July, a mother in the San Lorenzo quarter begs you to help her 7-year-old daughter. You see the swellings and the discoloration, and you hand her the same useless poultice you have seen fail 60 times. You do it because taking any action is better than doing nothing. You write the girl's name in the ledger. You are a witness now. You record the names because your medicine has no other response to offer. On August 10th, you feel a heaviness behind your eyes. You press your jaw and find the swelling. Hard, warm, and familiar. You know the timeline. The fever will escalate for 48 hours, and if the black patches appear, the outcome is certain. You apply your own useless poultice and wait. But on the 4th morning, the fever vanishes. You survived for no reason you can determine, with no treatment that demonstrably worked. This survival is its own kind of horror. It leaves you with a total absence of logic or mechanism to explain why you are standing out a window while half the physicians in your city are in the earth. The plague took up to 200 million people across Eurasia. Labor systems broke, the feudal order began to degrade, and images of death proliferated in every corner of the culture. History gives you a beaked mask and waxed leather robes. This costume was a later invention, designed to imply a functioning medical protocol that didn't exist in 1348. The truth of 1348 is a man in a regular robe with a useless cloth over his face. You walked into rooms of the dying with nothing in your hands that worked, armed only with a bag of flowers and a book. Real heroism was the act of walking into those doomed rooms with a ledger. You did the job because the names needed to be recorded, and the recording was the only help you had left to give.